All right, let me give you a tip to start. Okay, so just think with me a little bit. So I'm giving the ball a target to land on, right? I'm showing it, think of it as a living thing, right? And I'm giving it a target that it can land on. I'm showing it so it can see the target, right? Right? What you guys are both doing right now is you're keeping the target hidden. It's way back here. And at the last second, you're just trying to get your racket under the ball. I really want you to show your paddle to the ball early. Give it a spot to land. Right? Think of it as a little parachuter, a little paratrooper. Because then we can keep the paddle close to the ball when we're dinking. If I'm starting my paddle from a long way away from the ball, I'm going to end up having to hit it too hard. The other thing is, if I try to decelerate to slow it down, I'm decelerating into the ball, and you always want to accelerate into the ball. So with dinking, I'm playing a very short game, so you want to keep your paddle close to the ball. Right? So as we're dinking, I show my paddle to the ball. Yep. Right. That's okay. I show my paddle to the ball, and I keep my paddle close to the ball. Right? I don't want to bring it back behind me. I don't want to pull it back to here. I don't want to put it back up in the, I can put it in the ready position, but as long as I get it down early, right? So ready position, I get it ready early. Ready position, I get it ready early. All right, so let's work on that. All right, let's start our whole dinking warm up from the beginning, keeping that principle in mind. Very good. Much better control. Much better control, right? Yes. Okay. So hang on, Jay. Okay. So you're showing the paddle, showing the spot, but you're not under, right? So don't just show it, get under it like it's going to land on it. Okay. Good. Good. Better. Okay. Now let's work on, so can I have the ball? Yep. Okay. So now here's the other thing. We don't want to be bending at the waist to do this. Bending at the waist to hit it. We want to be bending, getting our butt down, getting our center of gravity closer to the ground, right? So that we're under the ball more, right? We don't want to be above it. If we're constantly trying to be above it, right? Right? So we want to be under it, and we want to be back from the ball. So not right on top of it. So think about, right? So if I want to take it this far out from my body, ideally, if the ball's going to land here, I need to create space for the ball to come up and start to come down so that so I'm back far enough that I can push it back, right? So if she hits a ball to me that deep, I got to back up, create space. I'm better off to stay a little bit back until I become better at dinking, and then I can move forward later, right? See how I'm creating space? And I'm keeping I'm bending at the knees. I'm trying to keep my center of gravity low. Okay, let's try that. Yeah. just for now. There you go. That's way better, Jane. Stay back from the ball. Don't get planted. Yep. I'm going to give Barb a little tip now too. Okay, so a lot of movement in your elbow, right? Try and keep most of the movement from your shoulder, a little bit less of this. This is not necessarily bad, but this should be less movement than this, proportionally, right? Oh, good, you guys are doing great. That's awesome. You're very, very teachable. All right, so now let's go on. Let's look at the next. I'm going to get you right around this side. Okay, so we're now going to go forehand to forehand. So we've been doing this, right, in between with our racket head down. Now I can switch and turn a little bit sideways. Oops, so try not to go past the blue line. I can do the same thing on this side of my body now with my racket head up a little more. Go ahead. Yep, just stick to the blue line. Oops. Right, so I can still get down. I'm still showing the racket. I'm still showing the ball, giving it a place to land, right? I'm still getting it down below. I'm still lowering my center of gravity. The only difference now is that my paddle's out here rather than in here. So same principle, just over here, and then sometimes I'm going to pull my foot back, but the same principle on this side of my body. Okay, so, and for the backhand, same principle on the other side of your body. You're instead of hitting it this way now, the racket head's coming up a little bit, but you're still getting your center of gravity low, still showing your paddle, or the ball, your paddle, so it knows where it's going to land, and giving it a little bump. Okay, so let's try down the sides now. Pick a side, yep. So you got to get back even more on the backhand side, don't you? Because your shoulder's on this side of your body, right? So you got to create even more space on the backhand side, right? There you go, Jane. Awesome. Very nice feeds, Barb. Great feeds. Nice. Yeah, very good feeds. You guys doing great. Do a few more of those. Keep on that side. I really like what I'm seeing there. Good job backing up, Jane. Awesome. Yeah, good. Okay, let's try the other side. Jane forehand, Barb backhand. All right. Hang one sec. One sec. So you're doing well, but to do it even better, remember that you don't want to be coming from above the ball and down towards the ball. You want to get your racket down below the ball, show it where it's going to land, and then push it. Yeah. So on your backhand, you're a little too high. So keep the racket a little bit lower. So always think of it as a little parachuter who's going to land on a target. You got to show him the target that he's going to land on, right? You're not going to hit him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, now let me talk about how that, I'll just get you right here, Barb. Jane and I are going to dink a little bit. Let me talk. While we're dinking, I'm going to talk. So go ahead, let's dink. Yeah, we're doing forehand to backhand, yeah? Okay. Oops. So I'm not just lifting with my arm. I'm actually coming up with my body as well, right? I'm using my legs a little bit, right? I'm using my core. So I'm trying to lift, right? And I'm not just swinging with my arm. Let's continue. I'm not just swinging with my arm. I'm actually using my body, my core, my weight. That way I can make it nice and soft and I still get a lift. So think of it as a lift and a push rather than a hit. Good job. Those first three were great, Barb. Firefight. Very good, Jane. Jane, there's no backswing anymore. All right, you're doing great. So you're going to stay there. You're going to feed me two here. Then I'm going to back up to the middle of the court. You're going to hit me two there. I'm going to back up to the baseline. I'm going to do two there. Okay? So when we do it here, it's called dinking. So dink, dink. I'm going to back up to mid-court now. When we do it back here, we call it a reset. When we do it from back here, we call it a drop shot. Right? It's the same motion from all three places. That's why I'm harping on the technique, is because if you can do a dink the way I'm teaching you, you can do a reset, and you can also do a drop shot, right? So same thing, I present the target, I lift with my legs. Right? That wasn't going very well, but that's okay. Demos don't always work out. Okay, my point is that whole idea of presenting the target, lifting the ball, using your core, using your legs, keeping your shoulder, using mostly your shoulder rather than your elbow or your wrist. You can do all three of those shots, and you don't have to learn three different shots to be able to do these well. If you can do this one, you can do all three of them. That's why it's really important to develop good technique in this one.
Okay. And so is it, if it's not backswing that gets the distance, what is it, the speed of the racket?
To get the distance?
Yeah.
It's your lift, right? So if I was going to lift the end of my couch, right, I'd have to use my legs, right? Because I wouldn't jerk it up, right? I wouldn't just use my arms, right? And it's a lift. Whatever you're lifting, if you're involving your core and your body, you're going to be able to deliver smooth, controlled energy better if you're using your whole body than if you're just trying to use your arm, right? So it all works together, and that's why I'm particular about the dinking technique that I want you to learn, is because it has so many applications beyond this shot. If you learn good dinking technique, you're going to be a better player long run.
And I appreciate if you're trying to get it from the arm with your backswing, not keeping your elbow quiet. It goes there or there or there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and a big part of pickleball is keeping your elbow quiet. That's a great way to put it. Just keep your elbow quiet. Yeah. Yeah, get a rope and tie your elbow to your rib cage. All right, so let's get a drink, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to teach you guys a couple of drills to work on. Angela?
Yes. I played with her in intermediate. I was really happy because I thought she'll tell me things, and that was the thing. I'm running into the shots all the time, but she said,
Yeah.
It works.
Plants, yeah. She had to learn that too. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do a drill called hundreds. So Barbara and I will demonstrate it. So we're just gonna try and go diagonally. We're gonna dink cross court. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, no worries. That was a totally legal hit. And we're going to get to 100. It doesn't matter if it takes us 20 different balls, right? We're going to get to 100. We're going to do 100 dinks on one side. Forehand to forehand will start. So you're going to go here. You guys are going to do 100. Eight, 9, 10, 11. Your dinking has improved since we got here. Both of you. $100, awesome. Okay, so now what you do is, if you want to measure your progress, guys do this more than women, but if you want to measure your progress, you count how many balls did it take us to do that, right? That took you 14 balls. So 2 weeks from now, if you're able to do the same drill with 7, right, you know you're improving, right? And your objective is to get down to be able to do it 100 continuous with one ball, right? So now, go to the other side and do diagonal the other way. Same thing. This time you're going to count. You're really good at counting. You're going to count the balls. So this is what? Ball 1. Okay, so this is ball 2. was a good long stretch. Don't you hate that when it stops at 99? Okay, so how many balls did it take?
6.
6. There you go. You guys did 6 balls. Awesome. All right, now you have a kind of a benchmark, and next time you can compare. All right, so let's do another drill now. Any questions about that one? Good. And if you videotape your set, or no, I guess it's not tape anymore. If you record your sessions, then you can look at your technique, right? Or you can ask your partner questions about your technique, right? Okay, so let's learn a new drill now. Barb, I'm going to get you over there. You're going to stand right in the center of your box, and you're going to dink to my forehand side every time. Okay? So I'm going to go backhand to Barb, forehand to Barb, backhand to Barb, forehand. So I'm going to put one in the center, one in the sideline, one in the center, one in the sideline, one in the center, one in the sideline. So come on over here. You do that. So you're going to just try and give her a consistent, forehand. So give me 1 second. You guys can get started. I'll be right back. All right. So Barb is always going to try and hit this spot right here. You're going to try to hit this spot and this spot. Oh, look at that. Hit the spot. There you go. Oh, Barb's so accurate. If you're doing this outside on a court, on an outdoor court, just carry a piece of chalk with you in your bag, and just put a little X chalk down. Okay, pause for a second. I'm going to be you for a second. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stand in the center. I'm going to try and take a forehand over here and a backhand over here. Go ahead. So. Backhand, forehand. So rather than backing up and trying to hit both forehands, try and take forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. It's not always going to work, but Doesn't really matter. You should be getting mostly forehands because the ball's going to come back to there. And you need to be, your home base is here, right? So you'll be stepping out to hit those shots. Let's move it into a friendlier place. There we are. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, now rotate. Try the other way around. Good. Okay. So same advice for you, Jane. You want to try and stay here, right? And take forehand here and a backhand here. Right now you were standing way back here, right? So stand. We'll move the dots to a little friendlier spot. Keep it in front of you. All right. So try and stay relatively near the blue line if you can. Oh, it's a tough one. Great shooting, shooter. Oh, good shot. Good stuff. Nice. Okay, good. So that's one drill, and then you do the same thing. Just put the dots over here, two over here, one over there, and do it on the other side too. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to move on to a different drill. I'll show you. We're going to do a little bit different here. Okay, so we're going to put one here, and we're going to put one here. All right, I'll put this on. Can I borrow your paddle for a second? Yes. Thank you. Awesome, Jane. Okay, so you and I are going to dink. We can only move 1 foot, right? So I can move 1 foot, and then I got to go back. So you hit it way over there. I can only move 1 foot, and then come back. I can move 1 foot, and then back. So I can only move 1 foot. Okay? Both of you. You can only move 1 foot. You move 2. Oh, you moved two. There you go. So this little drill teaches you your range, your one-step range, right? So that you know which ball, how you have to move your feet to only take one step to receive a ball. It's a really, really valuable drill to work on. It also teaches you where you can hit the ball that will force your opponent to move 2 feet. In a dinking battle, if you can force your opponent to move 2 feet, if you can force your opponent to turn their hips, you're probably going to win the dinking battle, right? So this is a really important foundational little drill to work on. So we're going to work on it for about 8 more minutes, and then we're going to move on to our third drill. Ha ha ha. All right, let's slide this dot over to this side, this dot over to that side, and we'll do the same thing on the backhand side now. Yep. There you go. All right, so pause for 1 second. Your default starting point should be neutral, right? Which means your hips are open, you're facing the net, your toes are about the same distance back from the blue line. That's your starting position when you first start the drill. All right, so let me give you a tip on the backhand side. I'm going to get you right here, Jane. To do this drill on the backhand side, you and I are going to do it together. You ready? So I need to create space. I need to create space to get my paddle behind the ball, right? So that means if I'm going to step over here, I need to step out way past where the ball is going to bounce, right? So it's just something to keep in mind, yeah. Let's put this line it up with our right toe. Line that up with your right toe. There you go. Give you guys a little, it'll be a little friendlier. So don't center yourself behind the dot. No, slide it a little bit over. It should be in front of your right toe.
Oh,
dot. There you go. Yeah. Good. It's a tough one. There you go. A little tougher on the backhand side, isn't it? Have fun. Yeah. Well, if I can get you to cross over, you're probably going to lose the point. Yeah. So when you get into a dinking battle with really good players and they see that crossover step, they're immediately going to go on. They're both going to converge on you, right, and put you in a blender and just pick on you. And the best way to avoid that is to learn not to ever cross over. Just learn how to receive as many balls as you can without ever crossing over. That's okay. So as you do this drill, Jane, you will start to figure out movement patterns, right? So this is your first day, so. You're both doing really well for your first day, so. Okay, we're gonna move on to our last drill now. Okay, so let's pick up the dots. I'll borrow your paddle, Jane, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's all right. I'm okay with that. I work with athletes. I'm used to sweat. Okay, so we're going to try and just dink. We're going to try and move down to that line and then move back to this line. Okay? Oops, didn't get there. Okay, we'll keep going till we both get a foot across the line. Okay, good. Now we're going to start to work back the other way. We're going to both get our foot outside of that line. There we go. That's awesome. I'll try and keep it in the kitchen if we can. Oh, I've got to get my foot outside of the line. I did. Try to get my foot outside of the line. I did. Okay, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to go down the line, get 1 foot outside of the line. Once both of you've got 1 foot outside of the line, and try and work your way back. And see how many times you can go up and down. Okay.
So the first drill we did was
On the video. Remember, it'll be on the website. First drill we did was hundreds. Right? We did hundreds, and then we did the inside outside. Right? And then we did the 1 foot drill. And now we're doing the side to sides.
we had 6 of us here late Saturday afternoon, and so decided 4 would play and 2 would drill. But do you think
Any drills?
I got to write this down because I forget.
Yeah.
I know that's my thing. I should do like 2 or 3 key points. I need to.
Well, that's why I put the videos up. You can.
I've never watched these.
So on the wall in the pickleball room is the URL. So just take a picture of that with your camera. That way, the next time you're wondering, you can.
Is there also a link on
the Yep, there is. Yeah. So you can watch the video later and put notes in your phone or in a Google Doc, right, in your drive, and that way when you're out away from home, you can access it. Yeah. Easy, easy. So the key to this is to be gentle. So you want to communicate. Once you've stepped outside, say, okay, I'm done. When you stepped outside, say, okay, I'm done. And that way you both know you're working back at that other. Yeah. Don't be afraid of the kitchen. You can step in the kitchen. Ah. Awesome. Okay, we're going to get a drink, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to teach you a couple games to play. I'll go here. That's a hardcore Russian coach's way of looking at things. All right. Okay, so the game we're going to play a version of the kitchen game, just with half a court. Now, you can, if you want, put a marker down or tape down to divide the half a court, but you guys know how to play the kitchen game, right? Okay, well, come on over, Barb. You and I'll play a couple of points. So, we have to imagine that this line connects. We could lay down tape or make a chalk line or put down markers, but we can imagine that. And we're just going to play a kitchen game. So if it lands outside of the blue, it's out. Right? If it lands on the blue line, it's in. Right? So 0-0, out. I won, I serve again. Okay, 1-0. Oh, 2-0. Anyway, we just go from there. So that's all it is. Okay, 1 point for Barb. Barb serves again. Barb serves again. Barb serves again. Just like a real game. If you win the point, you keep serving. 2-0. Okay, remember, you can step in the kitchen. You don't be afraid of stepping in the kitchen. So Barb serves. Barb won. 3-0. Oh, out. 0-3. Oh, look at that. 1-3. Whoa. 4-1. 3-1. Two, 3. Side out. No, give her the ball. Okay, so this is a little appreciated thing. It's really important that you're able to remember the score so that you can play the score, right? And often in drilling games, people stop keeping score because they think I'm just drilling, right? You play differently when you're 5 points ahead than when you're 5 points behind. 3 points ahead or 3 points behind. So it's important to know the score. So when you're playing these individual drill games, don't just say, well, it doesn't matter what the score is. There's something that we're learning in this section, in these games, which is remembering the score so you can play the score. If you know what the score is, shot selection is going to be different, right? Like if it's late in the game, you don't want to be making high-risk shots, right? If you're closing in on finishing the game, if you're 8 points or higher, you're going to make less risky shots, right? So if you're way ahead, you can take more risk, right? So don't ignore the score when you're playing these games. Say, well, whatever. This is an important part of your development here. It's a skill. Yep. Yeah, to playing with your partner, to beating it. Exactly. Yep. Now she's the enemy. 3-2. Out. Nice. That was a nice push thing. What's the score?
3-4.
3-4? Okay. Oh, that was 2-4, but. Okay. 3-4. 2-4. 3-4. Now you were foreshadowing. 4-4. Side out.
Oh, that's why.
5-4. Out. That crossed the center line. 6-4. Ooh, should let that go. There you go. Good job. So you had an opportunity to let one go. You didn't. You ended up losing the point. So that's mental mapping, right? It's part of the discipline. That's also a skill of learning to let balls go. So another thing that we're working on in these small games, right? Out. Good discipline, Jane. She coming? Not really. I'm teaching. I can't. I'm teaching, yeah. Oh, out. Good job. Out. Good discipline. 6-5. 6-5. That out. Out. 6-6. No, it was in. It was in. Yeah. 7-6. Out. 8-6. Yep.
The light down there just shut off and then turn back on again.
Okay. The LED is probably starting to go. It's probably starting to go.
Really? I know, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay. Or there's ghosts. Could be ghosts. Could be ghosts.
On Monday, and I thought, oh, hi, Sue.
Maybe. Good. What's the score?
You can never call the shot from this side. You have to let that side call.
9-6. 10-6. Side out. You got a second life. 7-6. Or 7-10. Uh-oh, out. Good discipline. Okay, so we're at 10-8. You're closing in, so you don't need to make risky shots, right? You're close. You want to play defensively. You don't want her to get, but you can't take a big risk because 1 point she's going to win, right? So that's what I'm saying about playing the score. You need to know the score to play the score. Ah, good game. Okay, there we are. Good stuff. Okay, now a different version of the game is to do the same thing on the diagonal. It's a harder version. So let's try the same thing now on a diagonal. So you're on that side. You can play forehand to forehand or backhand to backhand. We'll play a game on forehand to forehand. One love. So remember that it has to cross this line, right? Okay, just keep track. Hey, Skipper. How you doing, Skipper?
I know. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I was like, there's no way. I can't get up at 4:30. We're going to have an issue.
Oh, okay. Okay, I do want to show you guys one final version of this game. Okay, so the game we're going to play now is, so you played straight, you played diagonal. The version you're going to play now is when your score is even, you're on the right side. When your score is odd, you're on the left side. So you're going to start this way. Okay, so just go ahead and start. I'll show you what to do next. So play a point, 0, 0. Okay. I know. You gotta get. You're being nice. You're still in practice mode. Okay, so it's side out. It's still 0, 0. So go ahead and play. Stay where you are. Yeah, your score is even, so you're on the right. Okay, so you got a point. Now you're going to move to the left. You're going to stay where you are. Your score is even. You're on the right. Your score is odd. You're on the left. So sometimes you're going to be on that side. Sometimes you'll be on this side. Sometimes diagonal this way. Sometimes diagonal this way. That way you get to work on everything. Okay? 1, 0. Oh, is that side out? I'm sorry. 3, 0. Out. 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 You're still one. You're still one. Yeah. Out. 9-1. You're still one. You're 9 now. Yeah, there we are. Ten one. Side out. Now's the comeback. Out.
And I crossed over. Every time I crossed over. Oh, yeah, you did it.
Out. Out. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was in. It was in. 10-3. Oh. Or 10. Short. There it is. Well done. All right. So I'm going to let you guys play some more. I'm just going to shut the camera down. I'm going to do my wrap now. We still have about another 6 or 7 minutes you guys can play. Get some more reps in, unless you want to quit. But any questions about what we did today? So we start off with our warm-up, and during the warm-up we worked on your technique a little bit. Then we learned 4 drills, or 3 drills? 4 drills. 4 drills, and then we learned 3 games. There's more I can teach you if you don't ever say, well, I took the dinking one, I don't need to take the dinking one again. A lot of people have that frame of mind.
Lanny felt that, and I saw her last time and said, no, Lanny, we need different stuff. She's I've already taken it. No.
Every time you come into class. So I get up in the morning and I look at what the topic is and who's in the class. And I think, what have they done? And I think about you individually, and I think, I try to come up with a program that's going to address everybody's needs. So every class is going to be a little bit different. There's going to be you might repeat some drills, but within the drill there might be a different emphasis, right? It might be a backhand for you, it might be something else for you, right? So anyway, so keep that in mind and let other people know. Dinking is an awesome way to the dinking ones are my personal favorites.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Don't dink much.
Yeah. Yeah, and it will come into play later as you rise through the levels. There's no point in rising through the level and getting to a point where suddenly you have to dink, because then you're not prepared. But now at least you're prepared. And this is a great warm-up activity. It's a great thing you can do even if it's wet out and you're waiting for the courts to dry. You're not moving as much. So.
You can only find one person to go play outside.
Yep. Yeah, you can. All right, so you guys continue. I'll put my stuff away, and we'll see you Saturday.